Well, hello everybody. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Amy's Scents and Songs. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're a returning friend, thank you for coming around. So I have some empties to share with you today of all sorts. And I am still very much melting predominantly winter scents with a few florals and more fruity things creeping in for variety. But I love all the tree scents and the holiday scents, and as usual I overbought those, so I'm trying to work my way through them, and I will share some of those with you today. First up, I'm going to show you a couple of candles. And first of all, we have the from Zara. Zara is a store which I have never been to in person, but they also have an online catalog which is just about impossible to navigate. And I learned about these candles, which are based on perfumes from Jo Malone. And normally Jo Malone candles are considered luxury brand and quite expensive, certainly out of my normal price range. But these are 7-ounce candles, and they are single wick, and they are $15.90. So for a supposed luxury candle, I was very happy to be able to try these. And yes, the fragrances are different. It's certainly unique, and I enjoyed this tremendously, and I went ahead and bought a few more of other scents in this line. So again, this is from Jo Malone at Zara, and this was Zara UK actually website. Water Lily Tea Dress. So this is a floral, and this is described as bergamot, spearmint, and musk, but it reads as kind of almost a lily of the valley to me. And oh, it's beautiful. So you do get that citrusy note. It is predominantly floral, and then the spearmint gives it a beautiful backdrop. So I enjoyed this. It was great strength and throw, about a 7 in my home, which for a single wick candle I was really impressed, and it threw well into other rooms. So I enjoyed this. Now I will say it did not want to pool out as single wicks often do, so I made a little foil hat for him, and that increases the heat inside the candle, and then it pulled out readily. And you could also use a Yankee Illuma lid, which is meant for the same thing, but it doesn't fit precisely. Like, it's kind of perched on there, but if you jiggled the table it would probably fall off. So I kind of went with the foil, but you know, this is another option. So that's Water Lily Tea Dress from Zara, and I would definitely repurchase. Next up, I am still enjoying but wanted to share with you from Country Candle. This is Cheers, and this is like a New Year's celebratory champagne type scent. So Country Candle is a subsidiary of Kringle Candle, and this is their Paraffin Wax. And you've heard me rave about how beautiful the soy formulation from Kringle is, but look, if I have learned how to manage this paraffin so it doesn't get so sooty and discolor. I don't let these burn any more than 2 hours, and then I dip the wicks. In other words, I just twist it like this. I don't blow the wick out, and I'm really managing to not get that discoloration. This is a beautiful fragrance, and I wanted to see if I could manage to avoid the soot. And with careful management, the answer is yes. So this is champagne. What do we have here? I can't read that. Prosecco, apricot, and sandalwood. And yes, that little bit of apricot gives it a little fruity touch. You do get the dry Prosecco and champagne and a little bit of effervescence. I love this, and I'm enjoying it. I would repurchase this. So from Country Candle, that's Cheers. Next up, I'm going to share my Scentsy Empties with you. So first up, I have a pod in Joy and Wonder, and this was from the holiday collection. I love the scent. Our pods are a diffuser system, so there's, here, let me show you a pod. This is a pod in a different fragrance, but these are little capsules, and they have crystals inside, and you put it into a fan diffuser, and it blows air through this little pod and scents the room. So I really enjoy this because there's no muss, no fuss. The Joy and Wonder pod is described as red currant, black raspberry, and cinnamon sticks. So you do get that dark fruit and then a warm cinnamon. I love the scent. In the pod, this was not very strong. It was light. So I wish it had been a bit stronger. Some of the pods are stronger than others, just like anything else. Joy and Wonder was on the lighter side, but I love this fragrance. I did finish a pod in Marvel 9 Realms, and this is the scent which comes with the Marvel buddies such as Spider-Man, which just launched today, by the way. His buddy came back, so you might check that out. And also the Black Panther buddy, and I think it came in another one which escapes me. The scent of 9 Realms is lime zest, blue tea, and lavender lightning, which is kind of one of those fanciful descriptions. To me, this smells like stainless steel in vendor wax, so it's a nice fresh scent, but a little more lime zest. I love this, and I have bought this numerous times and would repurchase. So that's Marvel 9 Realms, and this pod was nice and strong. Next up, we have Dancing Sugar Plums. Beautiful dark fruit. I love this wax. This was long lasting. This went on for at least 2 days before I changed the wax out. Lovely intensity. This is described as spiced plum, vanilla, and sweet cinnamon apple. So it's a nice balance of all of those. It's a nice baking cinnamon rather. So, and it's a very mild cinnamon. This is all about the deep red plum. Beautiful. I enjoy this, and I have backups of this because last year I bought numerous. Next up, we have Orchard Apple and Spice, and this was from the Harvest collection. It's described as ripe orchard apple, bright cherry, and warm spice. So when you hear cherry, I know people sometimes panic. They don't care for cherry scent. I do love cherry, but this is not noticeably cherry. It's a beautiful blend between the cherry and the apple, so you get a nice bright fruit and then a warm cinnamon behind it. I love this, and it was real strong and lasted, a day and a half, I would say. So that's Orchard Apple and Spice. Next up, we have Mighty Pine from the Holiday Collection, and I enjoyed this one. This is Pine, Icy Lavender, and Crisp Mountain Air, and that's true. It's an airy, kind of sharp pine. The lavender gives it a bit of warmth behind. I enjoyed this very much. Really, I love any of the tree scents, and this was a great one. I will say this one faded after about 5 hours, so it was strong for about 5 hours, and then it kind of faded. But I enjoyed it, and I would repurchase that. So that's Mighty Pine. Then we have my beloved Apple S'mores. You know how much I love this one. So I think the name is wrong. I've grumbled about that many times. I think it really should be called Marshmallow Apple Cedar. Predominantly a cedar fragrance. And then it's got that gorgeous creamy marshmallow, and it's sweetened by the apple. So if you like cedar, this is just a beautiful, lightly fruity, creamy treatment of it. And I love this. I had 17 bars of this. You may recall that I bought last year in clearance. I just kept going back in and buying a few more because I love this so much, and I'm down to 5. So progress is being made. That's Apple S'mores. And then we have Peppermint Dreams, also from last year's winter. Bring Back My Bar. This one smells like a Girl Scout Thin Mint to me. Really nice, good strength and throw, and I have a few more of this, and I hope it comes back someday. So that's Peppermint Dreams. All right, then I'm going to share Goose Creek. I had a few of the Goose Creek melts. First up was Marshmallow. I was a little disappointed in this one. It was fine. It's just what it said. It smelled like marshmallow, but it was a bit bland. So it probably would have been better as a mixer. I usually plop the whole wax melt in a Yankee Centerpiece Easy Melt cup, and it lasts for a couple days that way. Nice and strong, smelled good. I just think I should have used it as a mixer rather than just straight up marshmallow. From Goose Creek, I enjoyed Cherry Cobbler. This was delicious. So a deep, beautiful sweet cherry, and you did get that pastry note. It's gorgeous. I wanted to eat that. Long lasting. And my favorite of these 3 was Sweet Banana Bread. Oh my goodness, this was good. So thank you, Rebecca, over at the Wax Files on Instagram, for recommending this one. This is as realistic as a banana as I think you're going to find. I love all banana. I like sweet banana, candy banana, artificial banana. I love banana. This is a very realistic cooked banana. You do get the bready note, and then like a kind of vanilla icing, and a warm cinnamon. This was so delicious. Lasted a long time, good strength and throw. So that's Goose Creek. Then I'm going to share with you my Kringle or Country Candle wax melts. So first up from Country, and I have had great strength and throw from all three of these. Let me start by saying that. I'm having good luck with Kringle and Country wax melts. I put 2 usually in a melter, Scentsy melter, even though they're paraffin. I didn't know if they would do, they do great. Okay, Country Candy Cane Lane, it's just like it sounds, like you smashed a bunch of candy canes, melted that, and let it waft through your home. Very sweet. My preference is a little bit of an airier, creamier treatment of mint, but this was very authentic, strong, and long-lasting. So that's Candy Cane Lane. Next up, Fresh Aspen Snow. This is beautiful, very airy, kind of a light floral. The notes are crisp snowfall, soft florals, fresh morning air, fir balsam, cedar, and musk. So what's unique about this one is even though you have fir balsam and cedar, those are not predominant. They're not the dominant notes here. Really the soft florals and the crisp snowfall are what you notice. It's an airy, light floral. It's very refreshing, and then you do have just a bit of woodiness as an undertone. I love this, and I have bought that before. So that's Fresh Aspen Snow. And finally, ooh, the Frosty Branches. This is so bracing. This is almost bitter, and I love it. I love all the tree scents. So this is grapefruit, orange, cedar, moss, and bergamot. And I think the moss and the bergamot take center stage, and backed up by the grapefruit and the orange, is nice and tart, and then a beautiful cedar. This is gorgeous, but this is something that, you know, after about 5 hours, this is very sharp and almost bitter. I love it, but it's not something I'm going to melt for days on end. But I will buy this. In fact, I have bought this again. So that's Country Candle Frosty Branches. And again, all of those threw quite well in my home. So now for vendor wax, I'm going to start with Up the Creek scents, and I have a number of these 1.5 ounce scent cups, scent shot cups. This is such a nice size. You know, you can plop the whole thing in a warmer. So I've been using these. I usually put them in the bathroom because you'll see I have several of these are kind of bright kitty kind of scents, and I love them, and it was a nice contrast when you went in the bathroom to all the tree scents I had going in the rest of the house. So I did have one tree here, which is apples and spruce, and that was beautiful because spruce, I love spruce. It can also be a little bit biting, and with the apple it was sweeter. Beautiful. By the way, these are 10 out of 10 strength and throw. Her wax, if you haven't shopped at Up the Creek, hop on over there. She has always got things on her website. She is very affordable, easy to buy from, and an absolute sweetheart. That is Shannon over at Up the Creek Scents. So this apples and spruce, loved it. Next up we have Candy Necklace. Do you remember, now I'm older than a lot of you, but when I was little, the candy truck would come around here, and I lived in Cincinnati at the time, and he had like penny candy, kind of cheap, you know, candy, the kind that your parents didn't really want you eating, and we would buy these candy necklaces and wear them around our neck and then just suck on the candies, and you'd get that food dye all over your neck and it'd be sweaty, and it was probably disgusting, but I loved every minute of it. This is a very memorable scent memory, and wow, this thing smells spot on candy necklace. This was so strong, filled my entire house. I had it in the bathroom. Beautiful. Next up, another fun one, Spearmint Bazooka. Now I thought, now I don't know about this because this is the bubblegum baseball card bubblegum note along with spearmint, so I didn't know how that would be. It is fantastic. So the spearmint takes kind of the edge off that bubblegum. I can just remember how it tasted like the cardboard that it was on when you'd get baseball cards. Anyway, the spearmint, it's a really nice minty spearmint, not like toothpaste, but more like the leaf. Oh, it's just glorious, so strong. So I bought 4 more of these. That's Spearmint Bazooka. Next up is Buttercream Peppermint Ice Cream. She has the best mint sampler going. And that buttercream with the ice cream, oh my goodness. And then the peppermint, beautiful. Lovely strength and throw. All of these filled the house. Glazed lemon cookies, just like it sounds. A crisp kind of cookie, not buttery, and a beautiful zesty icing, like you have lemon zest in it. Gorgeous. And finally, this one was a find. Pumpkin coffee. So I didn't know how that was going to be. Oh, so the coffee note, it was like coffee grounds. It's like you just ground your coffee beans. So really that beautiful kind of bitter coffee note. And then like a pumpkin puree, and the tiniest bit of cinnamon and nutmeg in the background. Tiny, like 1/100th of the blend. This was so good. I love that, and I will definitely buy it again. So that's pumpkin coffee. Those are from Up the Creek. And finally, we have a few here from other vendors that I love. So, still Up the Creek, it had a 4-pack. This was pink lemon sugar. So pink sugar and lemon, just like it sounds, and it was a bright lemon, like a fresh cut lemon, and then pink sugar. Destination Wax blue sugar. Oh, this was blended so well. So you have patchouli and anise in this, or anise. I'm never sure if I'm saying that correctly. Blue sugar is something I have loved for a long time, and I tend to overdo it, and this was no exception. So I'm going to have to back off a little bit. This was a very strong and beautiful earthy blend. I loved it. I have more of it, and I highly recommend it. So that's blue sugar from Destination Wax. Naughty But Nice from Empire Alchemy. Oh, so this is Lord of Misrule and then Cotton Candy. Gorgeous. And I love Lord of Misrule. That's a lush patchouli peppery blend, but it can be, it's very earthy, which I love, but this is sweetened with that cotton candy, so a whole different idea, and hence Naughty But Nice. Love this. We'll buy it again and again. That's from Empire Alchemy. And let me say, as always, Empire Alchemy, my recommendation, use more wax and a lower wattage, and you will get great throw. That's my 2 cents. Banana pretzels from Up the Creek. I have melted this over and over, and I have burned myself out on it a little bit. This is a very candied banana and then a very salty, chewy pretzel. And at first I liked it, and now I'm a little burned out on it. But if you like candied banana and pretzel, this is for you. So that's banana pretzels. From Destination Wax, next up is Brandy Pear. Oh my goodness. If you haven't bought this at her next restock, Rebecca tends to restock on the 1st of the month. You must grab Brandy Pear. It's so beautiful. So it's like a flambéed pear. Let me see what it says. Sweet baked pears flambéed with a rich cider brandy. So you do get an apple note over that cooked, beautiful, kind of seared pear. And then the brandy note behind it. Not boozy, but you can taste that brandy. Oh, this is so decadent. It's just absolutely beautiful. My husband loves this. I will be buying that again. So that's Brandied Pear from Destination Wax. And finally, may we have a moment of silence for the beauty of this wax. From Empire Alchemy, we have Sleepy Sheep. So this sleepy blend is lavender, soothing chamomile, and sweet buttermint. This is so beautiful. So, many sleepy blends tend to have pink sugar, which I love, right? But we have had that numerous times. This chamomile note, this turns it into something entirely different. It is so calming and beautiful. And then with that buttermint, this is gorgeous. Beautiful strength and throw. So that's Sleepy Sheep from Empire Alchemy. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I will have some other Scentsy videos coming up. And that's it for now. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And until next time, please hug your families. Bye for now.